like to call this meeting to order. Everyone, would you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. Since it's so nasty outside, people had nowhere to go, so I'm glad you decided to come to our board meeting. It's beautiful, sunny 80-degree weather. May I have a motion to adopt the agenda, please?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Any opposed? Motion carries. Now it's time to entertain any public comments on agenda items only. Do we have anyone in person or online that has any public comments? Seeing none, we'll move on to item number 3. May I have a motion, please, to approve the minutes of the following meetings listed A through D?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments? Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Student representatives, we see Olivia McBreen and Braylon McKee. Take it away, ladies.
One day we're going to get that on the first try. One day. Not this month, though. So hi, everyone. St. Patrick's Day is coming up. I hope everybody's feeling really lucky. Of course, aside from the good feelings you have when me and Bray are here. But regardless of that, we just want to update you on some things that have happened in the high school and are coming up within the following weeks. So something we really want to highlight is that the musical is this week. We're all very excited about the musical. I know I'll be attending maybe twice, just because a lot of my friends are in it, and they've told me it's going to be a really great production. So the first production is on Thursday, the 12th. This show is a free one, and it's for seniors and veterans. There's also a show at 7 on both the 13th and the 14th, so that would be Friday and Saturday. And the Sunday show starts at 2. So these tickets can be bought online. You can find them on our website, and they're $10 each. So that's a very low price to pay for the great production that I hear we're going to have.
On February 27th, we hosted our annual Mini-Thon event, which is like a smaller version of Penn State Thon, if you're familiar with that. Students raise money, and then they're able to stand for the kids all day and participate in fun activities. We were able to raise over $15,000 during this event for the Four Diamonds Fund. So thank you to everyone that was able to donate to that for kids with cancer.
The field hockey team is visiting the PA Capitol on March 24th to celebrate their big state win. I know we're all very excited about this, especially the pizza lunch that is included on that. I love a pizza party.
Our AP US History class returned from their trip to Virginia this past weekend. The trip was March 5th to the 8th, and students got to see Mount Vernon as well as Colonial Williamsburg, which are both significant to our AP US History course here. I myself had the opportunity to go along, and it was great to see all the students socializing and also enjoying the history that was offered in Virginia.
The Diversity Club is visiting the African American Heritage Museum in Philadelphia this Friday. So our Diversity Club is a new addition to the high school this year. It was an old club that sort of died out and then was rejuvenated in this year. And I know everyone's super excited about going on the first field trip and learning about a lot of different things.
To wrap up our winter sports a little bit, we would like to congratulate our unified bocce team, Kaylee Dayhoff, on behalf of the girls wrestling team and the girls basketball team, as they all made states. So congratulations to those athletes and coaches.
Additionally, we want to congratulate our 2 science fair winners. Recently, some of our students competed in the PJAS Science Fair, and 2 students placed. This was Haley Rogers, who took first place, and Dina Korlowitz, who took second. So congratulations to you guys.
So unfortunately, Mr. Markowitz is not able. Okay, sorry about that. So we're going to be taking over the 2025 to 2026 athletic department updates. So beginning with baseball, scrimmages will be held this week, and there will be no home scrimmages due to field conditions. The JV baseball numbers are low, and JV games will be moved to different days than varsity games. Softball scrimmages will also begin this week, and there will also be no home scrimmages due to field conditions. However, the JV and varsity teams are both full for softball. Track and field has a total of 102 athletes, including boys and girls. And as of now, the PICO and TVL meets will be on separate days instead of the same week. Junior high sports, we have 2 teams for our junior high field hockey, 2 teams for junior high boys soccer, and 2 teams for junior high girls soccer.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you happen to know what that means when it says 2 teams for junior high field hockey? So a 7th grade team and an 8th grade team?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or what? Do you have any? So what does that mean? What is an AB or an AB? I just never remember us having that. Is it because it just, then, like, so you could have 7th and 8th graders on the A team?
Yeah,
Okay.
because you don't have even splits between.
Is that just because of the increased numbers? Is that why we end up having to do that?
I
So,
believe so. I don't think there's a straight 7th grade team.
no, I just meant having 2 teams. I just don't remember that. Is that because of just a lot of numbers or high numbers that we're having? Okay.
Yeah, like Leanne, I think just coming from the soccer boosters meeting, they had 46 7th and 8th graders for junior high soccer this year, which I think it's the first time they've had to make cuts because they had so many come out.
So I guess that's my question. Did they make cuts, or are they just keeping everybody and making 2 teams? And do we have enough uniforms to manage that, like the 2 teams? Because I'm thinking we normally had like 30-ish numbers. Are we still within that? I know this is way beyond you guys, but thank you for lobbing up the conversation. Yes, we have the number of uniforms to cover? Okay, cool. Okay, thank you.
All right, spring sports continued. We just have some general updates when it comes to all spring sports. So just as a precursor, just a little warning, we will be charging admission for all spring sports. That being said, Susquenita students can attend for free. And if you're 65 years or older, you can attend for free. Or staff. If you are a Susquenita staff, you can attend for free. And finally, if you have a yearly sports pass, that is accepted. You can attend. Additionally, another precursor is that there's been some parking and safety changes made for home softball and track and field events. Just be on the lookout for those, and please comply with anything that comes out. We want to make sure that our parking lots are safe during these events. Spring pictures are tomorrow, March 11th, in the high school gym. I know everyone's excited about this. They want to get all dolled up and then get it ruined during practice because everybody loves that. But no, we're anticipating some really nice pictures. We're also anticipating some really nice teams because our rosters have been finalized and they're looking competitive. We've also finalized some parts of the schedules. We're still working on a few of them. So JV baseball and JV softball we're still looking at. And then, of course, the junior high schedules, it looks like they're 95 complete with some minor changes that may occur. I'm assuming that's because maybe just a lack of competition, so searching for those different teams. Not every school has 2 teams or enough teams to accommodate us. And just to wrap it up, we have very high expectations for all programs this spring. We anticipate all of our programs going super far and being super competitive, not just within our area, but throughout the whole region or state.
I have another question. But you may not have the answer to this, and that's okay. Somebody in this room probably will. So the $5 general admission, what did we decide on that? Are we doing it by car, or how are they doing that for softball and baseball that's not in a confined space?
So to the best of my knowledge, right now, I believe there's going to be kind of a ticket table. And certainly what there'll be is the athletic director is going to send out notifications to away team athletic directors to share the message that please go up to the ticket table, at which time there's going to have to be a level of merit associated with it, because we will not, while we can go around and make sure people paid, we're going to also just ask for people's participation in that as well. So no, there won't be by car as cars are parked and somebody taking and at this time, we're just going to try to do the table. That table will be the ticket table. Very much like we did for softball playoff games, there'll be a ticket table located near the backstop and the ticket table located upon when you walk into the kind of that diamond area of the baseball complex.
And I know we probably not want to get into policing this, and you hope that people will do it on the honor system, but there will be people that won't. But I know in districts, when they did it, you were given a band so that they knew you scanned your ticket to pay for districts by seeing the band that you had. Are we going to do something like that for those outdoor venues, the outside of the gate venues?
So I don't know if that's been discussed yet to see if we even have those bands available, but I will ask that we rely on people. Rely on people to participate. It's $5. It's a good event. It's a long event to help us offset some of the costs associated with umpires. It doesn't cover the full cost of all the activity that's going on, but it helps defray some of those costs. So I think we need to hopefully rely on people's good faith efforts too as well. And if we continually see the same persons not doing what they're supposed to, then we will individually reach out to those individuals.
And Leanne, there was a communication that went out that the road that runs between the track and softball field will be closed off to all traffic. That traffic will then have to come in through the top to park. Am I correct in saying that?
That's correct, and that is designed for safety.
Yes.
When softball operates their games, the concession stand is across Black Hawk Boulevard, so they have to cross that continual street, and we get cars that go in and out. So the idea is from 11 and 15 coming onward to campus, and from the corner of where the ticket booth of the stadium is, that's going to be isolated, not to have cars. That parking lot that's there, the student lot, will still be available for parking, in particular ADA parking, but that lot will still be available. So it's also important for track and field, so that will be closed off for track and field too, because you get the discus and the throwers who use that to come back in and around into the stadium. So we want to be mindful of events and mindful of pedestrians. So closing that off is an inconvenience, I'm sorry, for people who want to use it as a thoroughfare, as a pass-through, but that minor inconvenience is designed for the safety of athletes and pedestrians and fans. Plus, it creates kind of that Pittsburgh atmosphere at PNC, right? When they close off the streets and you get that kind of that Roberto Clemente bridge that you walk across and everybody walks to the stadium, we're gonna kind of design that a little bit too as well. But we need a cool, flashy name like the Roberto Clemente. I was thinking the Jason Browse, but that's to be determined. He's now going to be mad at me for saying that.
So one other quick thing, and I know this probably doesn't matter, but just thinking out loud. So last year and years past, we've had softball games at the same time as track and field events. For admission in that case. So you go to a track meet and you're done watching your kid and you go over to watch the softball game. Do you pay twice?
More likely than not, the track meet will run longer than the softball game. Not necessarily, but most likely it will.
Oh, then flip it. You finish the softball game and you go over to watch the track meet.
If the ticket takers are still there, you will be charged.
Okay.
That's
I
correct.
was just wondering if we were.
And like
planning
most things, they'll use that reasonableness of, okay, how long is the event? When is it a good time to kind of shut down ticket taking? And then those ticket takers becoming event staff to be able to help out, kind of midway through, more than midway through the lineup of events and meets.
And one other thing. So because I'm asking these questions because I thought when we talked about this last year, it was going to be done by parking when we were doing this. That was what I thought. That was the thought process. I'm not saying that it's wrong that it's not that now, but my questions are kind of being spawned from that.
Doesn't mean you can't pivot to that.
Yeah. So now that it's not, I guess, so was there talk about the parents of throwers that don't have to go into the stadium to watch track and field? Will there be a ticket place there, or are you expecting them to walk up to the stadium, pay, and then walk back to watch their throwers?
Expecting them to use their good judgment to go to the ticket booth to pay. And if by some chance they don't, then they don't. But the majority do come in towards the end, especially if you want to come in and partake in the beautiful concession that's there as well.
And I'm just wondering, how is that getting out to the community? Like, just saying, like, how would they know if you've been coming to watch your grandkid throw or somebody throw and you come back in and you've sat in your folding chair outside of the discus thing? Will they know to even go to the thing? Like, again, and you may not have the answer to
So
this.
I think the first year of a lot of things are going to be a learning experience to be able to see how things go. What is that workflow? What does it look like? What are some things that we're not addressing and need to address? No, I don't want necessarily our staff to be walking around and engaging and making it so it's a volatile environment.
Right.
But we also want to make sure that people are following the directions, and following those expectations, because, generally that money is nice because it offsets slightly some of the cost, especially when you look at track and field meets. They're expensive to run because of all the events that you have to staff. And we want to make sure we staff those events with quality help like we have in the past. And, the cost to operate fully automated timing, which is awesome and accurate. But to that end, I think one of the aspects that we'll continue to do is, so we've put that out through communication, through school messenger to parents and to all contacts. The second aspect is it will go on our website, and then third, it will go on Facebook, and we're going to also have some postings and some documents that will go on the outside. Some posters, if that's the right word to use.
Yeah, I was wondering if we could have some subtle signage.
Yeah.
Like even
Yeah.
like the real estate signs that say, please pay admission at the gate.
Yeah.
Just to kind of, for anybody that would be coming there. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we
something
can.
like
I
that.
think we can work on those things as
Okay.
well. Absolutely, just to remind people to please.
Yeah, I don't mean to have people
announcements.
going around going, hey, come on, where's your money? Did you see the sign? But I meant like something to let
I'm
them know.
probably good at that,
Because
but-
it's a big change for us. Like we've never
Absolutely, it is
charged
a
for
shift,
these,
and it's going to be a
so-
learning experience for all of us. Through some announcements, I think will need to be made as well. And I think again, relying on people's good faith to be able to help us out. I don't think it's unique. It's unique for us, but not unique
Oh, sure,
to
yeah.
venues, across both our conference and others.
With the road closure, does that impact our largest parking area just west to the track and field?
So still going to have access to be able to get in. It's just going to be one way in, one way out of that parking lot.
Okay. 'cause
And
that
the
was
only
my-
place you can turn is left.
Okay, that's my concern, because
Yep.
we've kind of ruled that whole parking lot out if we completely shut down Blackhawk.
Yeah, still want to be able to utilize that. So it'll be kind of be closed from the ticket gate to,
So you're going to close the lower entrance?
yes.
Okay,
Yep.
that's my question.
Okay, that is all that we have for this month, but we would like to leave you off with a little St. Patrick's Day related joke. So, what kind of potato is definitely not from Ireland? A French fry. Thanks.
Thank you, ladies.
That was not McFunny.
All right, we'll move on to number 5, finance, our treasurer's report, all fund summary, and cafeteria cash report. And for our treasurer's report, Mr. Jason Browse.
All right. Hopefully you have 2 papers this month. All right. So we'll start with the one that has the 1,000s. Those are the expenses. So just looking at what we normally do there in that left-hand side. So we're 54.4% expended. We're 66% of the way through the year. Again, due to the accruals in June, we probably want to be right around 58. So we're a little bit ahead of that. Some of that has to do with some timing of some bigger expenditures that will still come through here between now and the end of the year. So I'm glad that we're a little bit favorable there because, like I said, we got approximately $3 million of pretty big expenditures coming through yet. What's new on this report is I talked about this for a while now, but we were able to, at least take a stab at throwing in what the year-to-date February 2025 numbers were, just so we can kind of see how we're trending, to prior years. And I won't get too wrapped up in the individual lines because, like I said, it's still a coding. We're still trying to improve the coding of some of these things. So if you see a big variance there, don't get alarmed. Most likely it's somewhere else from prior year. So again, just looking at the expenses to prior year, we are down a little bit there, but again, it's there was a debt payment last year that was done earlier in the year than what it is this year, so that'll even itself out here in March because we just did a debt payment at the beginning of this month. So that's one of the big pieces. Plus, there's another large expense that still has to come through that we haven't booked yet for this year. So that's the summary of the expenses. Very similar layout then on the revenue on the 6,000 series. So again, we're at 66%, but we're received about 76%. So most of our revenue obviously comes in at the beginning of the year. So we are going to run a little bit favorable at this point of the year on revenue. And then again, you see the prior year as well there for the first time. So we're about $2 million less than we were last year. Last year we had some ESSERS money at the beginning of the year, and then we had a couple extra months of Social Security and retirement that were booked last year that this year we're more in line there. So that was mainly just timing early last year. So again, pretty much in line with where we expect to be on the revenue side this year. And the expenses, we still have some bigger ones to come through yet, but I know that's a lot. Hopefully you like this new look that you can actually kind of see compared to prior year. It's just another step in trying to give you more information without overbearing you with too much information.
Did you say we're behind 2 million, or did you mean to say 260,000?
On the revenue?
Yeah, and yes.
So on the revenue, so we actually received this year so far 28.7 million. Last year at this time we were at 30.7 million.
Okay.
So that's where I got the 2 million.
Is that number on here, or didn't I? Where's the 30?
The next to last
Oh.
column from the right is your 30 million.
The next to last column from the right. Oh, on the second page.
Yeah, on the second page, that's
Okay, yeah.
the grand total at the
I
bottom
see.
there. So again, take a look at that. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. If there's any adjustments that you want to make, that's fine as well. It's just a recommendation that Ken and I thought might be good information to have for you guys.
Thank you. I think it's excellent. Really, really appreciate it. A lot of hard work there, I know. Anyone object to us moving on? Okay, then we go to payment of orders. I'm not going to read each of these. I'm just going to ask to look over them, please, and then have a motion to approve the payment of orders for numbers listed there, 1 through 6.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments? Any opposed? Okay. Motion carries. And we'll go on to number C. I'll need a motion, please, to approve the capital area intermediate unit budget for 2026-2027, which reflects an estimated contribution from our district in the amount of $15,142.
So moved.
Have a second.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions or comments? Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Under number D, fund balance commitments. Again, I'm not going to read each of those. I'm just going to ask for a motion to approve the following fund balance commitments, items number 1 through 7 for the 2025-2026 school year.
Second.
So moved.
Second.
All right, moved by Mrs. Singley and seconded by Dr. Gutile. I will ask for any comments. I have one, and it's just to simply just talk a little bit about a fund balance. Fund balance is kind of like a savings account, but school districts are not able to have those unless they have they're only allowed to have a certain amount unassigned in a fund balance or a savings account. So any money that we have in an account, we have to vote annually to attribute it or commit that money to certain things. And so this list of items 1 through 7 are areas in which we have assigned various amounts of fund balance for things that we expect to have to pay for in the future, except for item number 5, which is an unassigned amount. Anytime we would remove items from those assigned amounts, I believe we would have to vote on that. That's correct. So any other questions or comments? Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Item number 6, personnel. Like a motion, please, to approve items 6B through 6F.
So moved.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. Any questions or comments? Anyone opposed? All right, motion carries. I'd like to welcome Mrs. Ward, who we just hired. Thank you. Welcome aboard, Mrs. Ward. I've had the opportunity to work with Mrs. Ward as part of the Blackhawk Foundation, where she has donated a lot of her time for our community and our students at various events. And we appreciate her service to our district, and we're excited to have you on board. Welcome. All right, item number 7. May I have a motion to approve the K-12 guidance plan?
Make a motion.
Second.
So moved and seconded. And I know we're not supposed to use the word guidance, but it's used, guidance. That's the word. It's a counseling center. Any questions or comments? Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, can I have a motion to approve Pannoni and Associates to conduct an existing conditions survey, engineering, design, permitting, bidding, construction consultation, and as-built survey for the elementary school parking lot redesign project for a fee not to exceed $63,500?
So move.
Second.
So moved and seconded. Any questions or comments?
Explain to me what we're doing with this. So this is just to hire Pannoni
This is the first step in the proposal for an elementary parking lot kind of redesign, captured with the essence of safety, ensuring that bus pickup is located in one area, passenger car rider is located in another area, and then a separate area for pedestrians. So that this is the step to begin that process of obtaining permits, which they'll have to do some wetland studies. They'll have to do some architectural drawings. They'll have to begin that process of securing all of that information necessary and prior to this going out to bid. And then once they'll help with that bid collection, just like we were doing with our high school selected renovation. And then from there, we can determine if we want to accept bids or not accept bids. So this is that first step in that construction phase. And this step could take a few months in order to be able to do this. This is part of the funds we have for the small bank loan from 2024.
And for anyone who did not have the opportunity to participate in or observe the caucus meeting, we did discuss this at length at our caucus meeting last Tuesday, which you could find online and go back and listen to if you so desired. Anyone opposed? Okay, hearing none opposed, motion carries. Item number 8, curriculum. May I have a motion, please, to approve the curriculum maps for the subjects listed?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions or comments? Raven. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Donations. May I have a motion to approve the donation of $10,000 from Pilot for the purchase of middle and high school media center furniture?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions or comments? I'd ask Dr. Fox, please, to explain a little bit about who or what Pilot is.
Sure. Pilot is kind of a convenience style store located in Duncannon. And they went through a site or a store renovation. And Pilot has a foundation called the Miles for Smiles program, I believe. And they did some outreach and asked us to complete an application. And because of that application, we were awarded $10,000 to be used for furniture that facilitates collaboration, communication, the 5 C's necessary to continue the work that we're doing here at Susquenita School District. So we appreciate their support. We appreciate that foundation and what it does for the greater communities. And definitely, please, if you get a chance and you see any of their local or managers or regional managers, to thank them for their support of the school district.
I'm still not sure what exactly is Pilot. It's in downtown it's in Duncannon? What is it? Oh, okay, convenience store. I understand. I know exactly. Okay, yeah, very good.
Pretty good coffee.
Yeah, good coffee. I think they sell fishing worms as well, because fishing season's coming up. But yeah, if you have an opportunity, please support Pilot, because they support our kids in our school district, and we really, really appreciate it. So thank you. Any other questions or comments? Anyone opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you again to Pilot. Number 10, Cumberland Perry Area Career and Technical Center update. I did attend, of course, the last meeting. I will announce due to the construction, we will not be holding middle school camp this summer due to construction, so that will not be going on. We're still struggling a little bit with the how, I don't know, the construction project is not going as fluid as we would hope. So we actually did go, and we are hiring a new clerk of the works to take over for the clerk of the works that we had, and hoping that things will go a little better. And so we did hire a new clerk of the works to get the construction company, construction management company working better. I will report that once again we had a test on the fuel leak that we had, and there was no fuel found in any of the wells or any of the water wells or anything, and that was on February 2nd. And we have one last fuel leak test to conduct and pay for, and that will be in May. And then we will have satisfied any checking of water to make sure there's absolutely no contaminant, and we can wrap up the whole fuel leak issue that we had there. Otherwise, I think things are going well at the tech school. Any questions about the tech school? All right, if not, I will turn it over to Dr. Fox to give us an update on the Susquenita Blackhawk Foundation.
All right, and I'm going to punt and ask Mr. Ward to help us out and talk about the great work that's happening planning for our annual golf outing. And just an FYI, the foundation has a meeting this Thursday where we'll be able to provide more information at April's meeting.
Yes, that's correct. The big news coming up is, and once again, we've talked about this a few times, is the golf scramble that's taking place on June 26th. We've already had quite a few teams signed up, which is excellent news. I think we're a little bit ahead of schedule. The one place we're, I don't want to say struggling, but we're working on is sponsorship. So anybody that would like to sponsor that event, please reach out. We do have a lot of advertising going out right now. We're going to be pushing out quite a bit more. But yeah, it's a great event. It's coming up. If you are a sponsor, there's options to include a foursome with that as well, which is fantastic. So I know the golf team's really excited. They've been working with Mr. Timchek. He's already reaching out about the raffles that they put on every year. So things are on par, going great. We're ready for it.
On par? Did you say on par? No pun intended. Yeah, very nice, very nice. All right, thank you. Meeting schedule is listed here. Our next policy committee meeting and caucus meeting is April 7th. Regular school board meeting April 14th. Unfortunately, we don't have any budget meetings on our calendar. What shall we do with our extra time? Okay, then there's no information or disposition items. So Dr. Fox, I'll turn it back over to you for administrative reports.
Well, thank you. Happy March to everybody. And this month we celebrate Read Across America. and read across Susquenita as well. In the powerful words of Theodore Seuss Geisel, or better known as Dr. Seuss, who once said, "The more you read, the more things you will know. The more you learn, the more places that you will go." So certainly speaking of Dr. Seuss and a great connection to reading, this year's musical, as stated, will be performed by our talented students, and it's called Seussical the Musical. There will be a senior and veteran community show that will be held March 12th, and on March 13th and 14th, there will be shows with the curtains going up at 7 o'clock, and March 15th will be the final show with curtains, I believe, going up at 2 o'clock. So please come out and support the hardworking students. Congratulations once again to our bocce team as they got rolling at the regional competition at Juniata College. Our Blackhawks took 5th place, and thank you to all the alumni who attended, who are also going to Juniata College. They came out, were able to support the Blackhawks that afternoon. Congratulations to Kaylee Dayhoff on winning the regional wrestling tournament and competing fiercely in the PIAA state championships as a 10th grade student. Congratulations to our basketball team that had an incredible season as they entered the first round of the PIAA state championship tournament and lost to last year's state champions Newman Goretti in Philadelphia. So it was great to see they competed strongly, did an incredible job, and what an incredible season. And finally, welcome, Mrs. Ward. I've had the pleasure, when I first started, to be an administrator at a different school district, to work alongside you, and it's awesome to be able to work alongside you in the future here. So welcome home, and we're excited to have you join our Blackhawk family. Thank you. Other administrators, I'm going to toss the microphone over to you.
I will point out, also wore orange to our meeting. That's classy. I noticed that.
She's always got something up her sleeve. All right, at the elementary school, things are certainly busy today. We welcome Daniel Jude Miller, a kid's author from Brooklyn, New York, but currently living in Binghamton, New York. Really had the kids engaged today. They were yelling, participating. Really good experience, and we do have another PTO-sponsored author visit coming up here at the end of the month on the 31st. So really good activities. Thank you to the PTO for bringing these authors in to meet with our students. The authors are having lunch with our students, and it's just a really, really good experience. Tomorrow we do have spring picture scheduled. We have put out quite a few reminders to parents in our newsletter, Facebook, and even emails just in regards to how to order your pictures and what you need to do. Thursday, our whole entire school will be traveling to the high school to preview the spring musical, so we're very excited about that. We had our kindergarten registration parent meeting last week, which was very well attended. Parents are signed up for their appointments, which are going to take place on April 8th through the 10th. And if you still need to sign up for an appointment, please reach out to the elementary school office, and we will make sure to get you the information that you need. And last but not least, we'll talk about this in April, but the PTO, they're holding their Spring Fest on April 24th. Just want to make sure everybody gets it on their book, because that's a really big event for the elementary school, and the PTO does a fantastic job with promoting that and putting that on.
Evening. First, I just want to say that our middle school students did participate in the middle school quiz bowl, and our Susquenita A team placed 3rd place, and our B team placed 13th. And middle school student Ezra Shed did place 7th place in his individual out of 64 students. So they did a great job, and they were model Blackhawks in the way that they behaved the whole time they were there. In addition, we are working very diligently on the transition fair. We are having that on April 22nd from 5 to 7:30. We have listed 10 to 12 organizations that we are inviting to come. They will be coming in, having a keynote speaker. We have some ideas on that if we can find somebody. I have an idea of what I want it to be. Then do some introductions of the different agencies that are there. We are sending out a save the date as well as a pamphlet with each one of the agencies that are there outlined and how they can help our parents. Participating or being invited are Susquenita, West Perry, Newport, Greenwood, Halifax, and East Pennsboro. So we've been really good. We've also had a meeting on this week with CareerLink, and they have, although they do not have a representative so much in Perry County, the Dauphin County and the Cumberland County representatives have said that they would love to kind of merge up this way and help us out. So they worked with our transition coordinator to provide her access to the CareerLink database, and that has already been handed out to 2 of our high school students as a way to access apprenticeships and OVR and different services that are available to them. So that's exciting. On April 28th, Ms. Flowers will also be handling mock interviews. So we will be having some of our students participate in mock interviews to get them ready for competitive employment. On April 24th, we are traveling to McDevitt for the Regional Special Olympics. So our high school and our middle school students will be heading down there. On May 1st, I do have to give a shout out to our high school physical education teachers. They do an amazing job at adapted physical education, and every year they do run an adapted physical education field day for our students, and they do that for the high school and the middle school. So we do have that scheduled for May 1st. And then on May 9th, we do travel up to West Perry for the Perry County Special Olympics, which the kids have a whole lot of fun, and they really enjoy seeing their friends throughout the county.
Just a few things happening at the middle school. On Monday, we're kicking off Read Across Susquenita with our book, and to kick that off, we actually have the author of the book doing a virtual visit, talk with the kiddos first thing in the morning. So we're really excited about that. And I want to thank all the teachers who have dedicated countless hours outside the school day planning for a whole school event. So thank you all the teachers, mostly the reading and ELA teachers on each team. So kudos to you. Later this week, we have our 3rd quarter PBIS reward for all the grades, which is wrapping up in just a couple weeks, March 25th, and then we enter the last quarter. It's happening, this year has flown by. PTO on March 17th is doing a shamrock hunt where they hide shamrocks all over the school, and if kids find them, they go to the library to get prizes just for something silly and fun. The kids get really engaged, and they hide them in the craziest places. And we're gearing up for the start of field trip season and the busiest time of the year, so stay tuned for more events.
Excellent, thank you. Oops, oh, never mind, technology.
Yep.
Mine just didn't have.
Thank you. And for those of you who are listening online, may not have heard that because we couldn't get the microphone to work. She was just thanking the Black Hawk Foundation that donated money to update and I think even purchase some new software so that we can use the scoreboard on the football field even in a more robust manner. All right, at this point, we'll entertain any public comments from any public that are here or any public online. We have none online. Anyone in the audience? Please come up to the microphone and state your name and your township.
Is it on? Jim White, Penn Township. Just here to express my...
You might have to take the microphone off the thing. It's fine. Or, yeah.
I'll stand over.
I'm sorry.
I'm just not happy with the spring sports fees, so just wanted to express that. And was the analysis done? Is it worth it? Can we phase it in so we can enclose all the sporting facilities so it makes it easier to charge? Because right now, I'm not sure exactly what you're paying the staff. you're probably looking at 13, 14 people just to pay the staff, and then anything else after that would be profit. But other than that, I just wanted to express that.
I can.
All right, thank you.
I was going to say, can I comment on that? We did have a pretty in-depth kind of look at that a little bit. I don't know if if it's okay if I respond. Because we're not doing it by car parking, I don't know that we're adding a lot of extra staff, because we're only going to be adding the people that are taking the tickets. Because right now, we are already paying the staff to run the events, as Dr. Fox said, for track and field. There are quite a lot, because you have to pay, for everybody, for all the field events and things like that. So I think the idea was, it was the only sporting events we were not charging for was any of the spring sports. And so in order to help defray the costs that are associated with that, especially like now we've got 102 athletes out for track and field, we've got all these kids coming in, I undoubtedly think that's going to rise our cost of uniforms. Because we haven't had these numbers, which is amazing. I think the idea was, how can we best support a more the robustness of the athletic department by then charging for for to come to see a sport like they do for football and for field hockey and for soccer and for basketball and wrestling. So if there's any other thoughts you have on that, though.
No, that was the main reason. That I'm fine with it if it's an enclosed area. I understand that. That's when you can do the fees, but it's more or less the softball and baseball field and the shot put and the discus and the javelin area. So people can get in around and get there to watch their athletes. Even I feel like the fee is a little bit high if you have your son that's only going to run 10 seconds and you're paying $5 to watch him 10 seconds run down 100 meters. So I get it. It's just, I feel like we should be trying to phase this in, not just spring it on the public at once. So that was why I came tonight. There was an email that went out to all the athletes' parents saying that this was going to be brought on. So everyone was forewarned about it. So I just wanted to express.
And Dr. Fox will make sure that gets shared with the athletic director as well, and nothing's written in stone, so, we're still, and when we appreciate the feedback, so, for sure, thank you. Any other public comments? All right, hearing none, we are going to have a short executive session after this meeting. There will be no voting take place, so we will not be coming out in public. So at this moment, may I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Meeting is adjourned.